Okay, so as I've said, for this project, I chose a vertical disposition, the same as a skateboard. I could have also chosen a horizontal view, but I like it in vertical so that I can hang it up, okay? And it's going to look super cool. So, when we start our sketch, we have to look not just at the board's shape, but also at where the wheels and the axis are going to go when we place them, and what areas of the design these objects are going to cover. This way, we can't put a key part of our design under a wheel because we're not just going to lose that part, we might lose the entire design. If, for example, the peacock's head can't be seen because it's under a wheel. It's dark. I chose to design a peacock because I kept in mind the spaces that the wheels are going to cover. And so that we wouldn't cover up any important details, see if we could use repetitions like feathers, but at the same time we would make it so the design was simple, as we could draw them in different types. Other ideas I had to design the board were to make a totem, a fish, a snake, and yeah, I'll stop giving you ideas for your project, okay? The sketch can be done by hand with a pen and paper, on an iPad Pro, in whatever option you want. Or if you're not super good with the pencil, you can make a sketch with collage, like this one you can see here. I want to be clear that this can't be traced exactly as is, or plagiarized. It's just something you can use as an aid so that you can see the positions and proportions. That might be the most difficult part when you draw by hand. The result of the sketch was this design here. To make collages, first you have to find the reference images. For example, I wanted to make a flamenco girl with a fan, so I looked for traditional fans, festive hats, dancing dresses, faces, hairstyles of girls at the beginning of the century, that I found in photos or posters at the time. If I see a photo on the internet and I like the details or expression of the face, I just take that image to Illustrator, I draw with the pen a shape on top with the shape that I want. I close the shape and then I can highlight the photo and the shape having this last one on top. And I apply in objects a clipping mask. I can go along doing this with the objects we like. When I'm done, I just have to check that everything is more or less proportional. We can't have a giant hand, for example, and a small face. When I'm done, we're going to lower the opacity and then we can work over it, making the design. Another way to make sketches, it's a bit more traditional, is to draw things by hand. In my case, I exported the wheels and the axis to one side and the board on the other, so that I could digitally sketch having these elements in mind. To do this, we just have to go back to our design, leave the layer we want to export visible, draw those separate, and export as a PNG. I exported them separately, because I did the sketch with the iPad Pro. I normally would do it by hand, but I did it like this so that you could see the process. First, as you can see in this video, I marked the areas where we're going to be putting the important parts of my design into: the head, the tail, and the body. Then I move on to give these parts a little more detail, like the beak and the eyes, but always keeping in mind that I can make the original design in the first sketch. I mean that the details are something we're going to be adding in little by little, when we have more confidence in our design. As you can see, I drew in a lot of varieties of feathers. But if a wheel covers one, it doesn't matter because they're all over the design. Normally, I don't do just one sketch and that's it. I would normally make various, one on top of the other, until I'm happy with the result. Sometimes I'll take one of the heads or one of the bodies, and I divide it into parts. In this case, as the first version had quite a big head, I did more. I don't always finish the entire sketch. For example, if all the feathers are going to be the same and I have their disposition kind of clear, I just have to draw one. Okay, so with our sketch finished, I can export the results and send them to the computer to open them with Illustrator. See you next lesson. Bye!